There are ways to accelerate spiritual awakening, which is exactly what we're going to dive into right now. Hey Earth Angels, Melanie Beckler here, and in this video I'm going to share with you 10 ways to accelerate your spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is something that's hard to put into words because it's quite literally a shift in consciousness where you begin to live from the perspective of higher divine consciousness rather than being trapped and confined by constructs of lower consciousness and of the ego mind. So the first phases of spiritual awakening usually happen spontaneously and often are triggered by suffering, by tragedy, by a big challenge in physical reality that allows greater light to circulate through you, awakening your mind to the reality that there is so much more than just the physical, that there's so much more than how you've been living your life. But once you go through this initial spiritual awakening and have a glimpse, have a deepening of consciousness to reconnect with divine mind, you may find yourself desiring to accelerate the process of spiritual awakening, of expanding your consciousness, of opening to your inner soul gifts, wisdom, and to your higher spiritual light. And there are some things that you can do to accelerate your awakening journey. The first thing, and there's really no substitute for this, is daily meditation. Meditation is the process of quieting your lower ego mind to drop into connection with higher divine consciousness. It takes practice in order to deepen, but with a consistent and regular rhythm and habit of meditation, this can be one of the most powerful things to support you in opening to higher consciousness, blossoming into your full soul light. If meditation is a struggle for you, if you're not doing a daily meditation practice, check out angelsession.com where I have a free guided angel meditation for you that really walks you through connecting with the bliss of meditation so it becomes easier for you to really commit to the daily practice, which just has so many benefits. The second way to accelerate your spiritual awakening is to invoke a higher power and tap into higher divine support. And what I mean by this is to connect with your team of guides, angels, ascended masters, with the divine, with God, with spirit, with divine mother, in order to request assistance, in order to invoke support and inspiration to support your awakening. You may have heard the quote that you can't solve a problem from the same level of mind that created it. And this is really so true, and it's the power of tapping into higher support. Your team and spirit can view your current situation from a higher vantage point to help guide you through and to help you tap into the opportunities and blessings available to you. I have a video about how to connect with your spirit guides. Check that out here and in the description below. And there's not one right way to do this, but do call in support from spirit to help guide your awakening and guide you through. Number 3, dive into spiritual study. We live in a time where ancient mystery school teachings and lineage secrets are being revealed through books, through courses, through teachings to the masses. And yet most people are choosing to just mindlessly browse social media instead. If you want to accelerate your spiritual awakening, take back control of your time and pay attention to what you're filling your mind and consciousness with, choosing to ingest information that's inspiring, that inspires you about the potential of awakening, so that you're willing to put in the time to do the practices, to practice mindfulness, to reclaim your power. So read the ancient spiritual texts, dive into spiritual study, expand your conscious understanding of higher spiritualities, because when you have frameworks to understand higher spiritualities, your guides, your angels can then guide you through those terms. So your conscious expanding supports your spiritual blossoming, opening, and unfolding. Number 4 is mindfulness. When you consciously cultivate presence in the moment, shifting your awareness back to observe, you're tapping in to the perspective of the higher divine mind. And through this perspective, all of life is able to become a teacher when you observe how you respond, when you observe what you encounter. Everything becomes an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't believe everything that your lower ego mind thinks. Practice mindfulness in order to quiet the chatter of your lower ego mind that occupies most people's mental states in every moment. But know that when you quiet that chatter, when you become mindfully aware, you create openings for higher divine consciousness to blossom from within you, which is the path of spiritual awakening. And mindfulness can indeed help you in accelerating your spiritual awakening even more. Number 5 is time in nature. There is an inherent magic, balance, and oneness with the divine that can be seen and observed when we get out into nature and into the natural world. Scientifically, time in nature has been proven to calm the nervous system and to be like a soothing salve for our physical bodies. But it's also a powerful awakening force for the soul. So get out in nature, breathe in the fresh air, meditate under the trees, sit by a stream, relish in the beauty, tune in to a sense of reverence and awe for the forces of life that are present in nature, within you and all around you. And when you really become present in nature, tuning into that life force energy, it supports that higher divine life force in igniting within your mind, within your consciousness, on your spiritual awakening journey as well. So time in nature is so powerful on the spiritual awakening path. The 6th thing is to practice acceptance and surrender to the process. Surrender is really so powerful. When you're truly able to surrender your spiritual awakening to the divine, to a higher power, to a higher divine mind, your process can accelerate, because no longer is your lower ego mind trying to be the one who is in control. When you surrender that control over to divine mind, greater spiritual awakening is naturally able to blossom and unfold. A part of this is surrendering to what is in the moment, accepting what is and allowing what is to be okay, accepting what is happening in your life as the perfect situation for you in order to grow. So surrender your path and progress to the divine, accept what is, and claim the blessings of the present moment available to you now, knowing that all of life, every situation, every person, every relationship, every moment is your opportunity to bloom, to awaken, to grow when you accept what is, surrender to the process, and allow the natural spiritual awakening process to accelerate and to unfold. Number 7 is to cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is an incredibly powerful force that spiritual masters, that those who are awakened to the higher divine mind and higher divine truth naturally tend to resonate in a state of gratitude, a state of awakened gratitude that's not so much the lower mind saying, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful the weather is good today, I'm grateful for the sky, I'm grateful for being alive. It's just gratitude. It's just a natural state of gratitude that permeates everything, because you become able to see the blessing in everything. So it's not only when good things happen to me in my life, then I will be grateful, but it's cultivating gratitude for everything in this moment now. And that force of gratitude accelerates your awakening, but also opens you to such joy and peace right now in your life as you continue on this journey. And how you journey in gratitude and peace and love is so much more powerful than striving towards any destination. So although there are ways to accelerate your spiritual awakening, although you're recommitting to your awakening path, enjoy the moment now by tuning into gratitude and exude this energy of gratitude and presence, and know that that's going to support you immensely as well. The eighth thing is to detox. So spiritual awakening is about awakening consciousness, but your consciousness in this lifetime resides within your physical vessel. And so if your physical vessel is clouded with toxins that are byproducts of processed foods and alcohol and chemicals and even negative thoughts and emotional patterns, that toxicity can cloud the ability for consciousness to fully awaken within you at this time. So it's incredibly supportive to detox your mind, your thoughts, your body, and your life, cutting the cords and eliminating the things that are no longer serving you, eliminating toxins from your body through cleansing, and just through prioritizing vibrant health and well-being will support in accelerating spiritual awakening, as well as helping you to just live your most vibrant and healthy high vibrational life. Number 8 is to step into service. When you commit to using all knowledge and powers gained on your spiritual awakening journey in service of others. So when you truly commit to this, not just pay it lip service, your spiritual awakening journey has a way of accelerating. Your spiritual gifts have a way of emerging. So you can be of service. Be willing to step up and serve in the moment when the opportunity arises. Know that this being of service will help your awakening to accelerate and beautifully unfold, because it's really at the core of the awakening journey. It's not only about your growth, your life, your advancement. It's about you stepping in to being of service in the highest interest of all. Because ultimately, spiritual awakening is about waking up to the reality that we are all connected. We are all one. We are all tapped into the same divine life force. So acting in alignment with this by being of service will help your spiritual awakening to accelerate. And finally, the 10th way to accelerate your spiritual awakening is to practice positivity and openness. Life is going to continue to give you so many opportunities to learn, to teach, to be of service, and to grow. But if you're closed off, if you're limiting yourself by the beliefs of your lower ego mind as to what is right for you, as to what are the sort of things you do, you're likely blocking yourself from the very opportunities that life and spirit are giving to you to accelerate your journey. So this is about saying yes to life. It's about greeting what arises in your life with optimism, so that when you face a challenge, rather than grumbling and complaining and letting yourself be weighed down by that challenge, you cultivate optimism and positivity, saying, because this is arising, something beautiful is going to unfold. Because I'm experiencing this challenge, a miracle must also be surfacing. And this openness and positivity vibrationally changes your energetic signature, drawing to you more opportunities for you to grow, for you to progress on your spiritual awakening journey, to be of service, and to truly thrive in your life in a state of bliss, of joy, of truth, of peace that are the core of your divine nature. And that when you peel back the lower levels of ego mind and doubt and fear, that inner wellspring of peace, truth, and light is able to open. You are able to deepen into that experience, and through this acceleration of your spiritual awakening journey naturally unfolds. I hope this has been helpful for you. I do have a video about how to connect with your spirit guides, and I recommend checking that out because that really is so powerful when you're able to receive the guidance from spirit, who can tell you and support you in understanding the next step for you to take so that you can take it, claim the opportunities as they appear. So check that out, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.